Hi, my name is George Harris and I'm the designer of Delta EPM, the smarter project management tool for Office 365. So what is Delta? Well, Delta is basically a SharePoint-based project management tool that's designed to combine tools, methodology and templates to support project delivery. And how do we do that in SharePoint? So this is what I'm going to show you. So on the landing page of this particular project site here, we've got some quick links to things like risks, issues, project plan and status reports. We've got a personalized dashboard here for task management, so me as a project manager can track my actions straight as soon as I land on the home page. On the right hand side here, we've got some embedded Excel feeds from the Excel sheets that are used to update project status in terms of delivery and finances here. We've got a picture of me, which we'll ignore for now. And we've also got a way that stakeholders and the wider project team can interact with the project by embedding a nice little Yammer feed in here. So that's what we've got on this particular landing page for a project site. Although, this is basically very flexible. We can do anything that you really are looking for. So what tools do we have in terms of project management? Well, we have pretty much, as you'd expect, document management. So we do document management as you'd expect it to be done in SharePoint. However, we do enforce things like check-in, check-out facilities because we think that maintains the integrity of documentation. And we also like to not use folders ideally because we feel that that's not the ideal way. So we tend to tag documents so that they're available and more easily retrievable through search. In terms of the sort of built-in SharePoint list-based tools, we have all the sorts of tools that you'd expect a project manager to need. So we have things like change logs, issues logs, risk logs, stakeholder logs, decisions logs, quality logs. They're all built in here. So when you initiate a project, you do not have to do this from scratch. They're all built in. And I'll give you an example of the risk log here. So the risk log, SharePoint-based list. We've done a lot of customization with this risk log, as you can probably see. We've got RAG status here, RAG status flags. We've got customized workflows, so the project manager can approve whether it's a risk or not before it goes onto the live dashboards. And it's quite simple here to add a new risk. I'll just show you how we do that. I'm not going to actually fill it in, but you can see from the fields here, we've got a very customizable user interface. So we can select a rating, for example. We can select the likelihood of the risk. We can say whether it's being worked on or not, it's in progress or it's closed. And we can also pull in information from other areas of the Delta EPM tool here. So we can assign a risk against a deliverable, for example, if we so wish. Well, I'm not going to do that today, but you can see, you get the feel for it. So these risks can be managed through this log, and they also feed up to the status dashboards, which I'll show you shortly. So that's an example of what project level tools are available. We've got planning tools built into Delta EPM. We use the Gantt charting capability of SharePoint. This is very nice to use. It gives you dependency management. It can be integrated with Microsoft Project, and these deliverables will also appear on the other dashboards within the tool set. We've personalized this, so we've got some project milestone based deliverables here. And again, you can see that we've got a milestone dashboard built into the plan there as well. In this video, I'm not going to go through all these lists, but basically, virtually every list that you could possibly want and need as a management tool in a project, they're there. They're all built in. Oh, well, we like the idea and concept of phase-based management. So what do we mean by phases? Well, every project has an initial phase, and in this case, we're calling it idea. Once that idea has been developed, it then goes into a much more detailed planning phase. So, for example, you do the project initiation document in the planning phase. In delivery phase, well, you would then go into your either waterfall or agile-based delivery approach. This tool can accommodate both. And then project closure is pretty well understood, but usually quite a short phase where you do an end project report, etc. But what does the phase management side of this do? Well, it gives you, as an individual, an idea of what you're doing in this phase. So it takes you through a process. That's the idea of it. So you can see I've got some of my idea tasks here, some of the actions I've picked up so far in the idea phase. I've got the deliverables that have been assigned to me, and you can see there are quite a few actually in this particular example. RAG status is applied to the status of the deliverable. You can see my issues and risks that I own in this particular phase. Some of them are high, some of them are low, all again done by RAG status. My changes, my quality issues, etc., etc., and any lessons learned that I've raised as well. Down the right hand side here you can see a more broader view of the phase, so you can see all the status of all the phase deliverables here, not just mine, and all the phase milestones that we're trying to meet. And the bottom line with this is, whilst you're in this phase, you use this as your sort of landing page. You can see what's going on in the phase, you can understand what you're doing and basically follow it from there. And that is the same for the initiation planning, delivery and closure phases within Delta EPM. I'll quickly now go to the status report. So the status dashboard within Delta EPM is completely flexible. We've incorporated some elements here that some clients wouldn't particularly want and other clients would. So it's completely tailorable to what you need. In this particular instance, this project status update is actually fed from an Excel spreadsheet that we've built into the solution, because the customer wanted to keep his spreadsheet to update it because he wanted it to be used in PowerPoints, etc., etc., and he didn't want to do it twice. So in this case, we've embedded the spreadsheet straight into SharePoint. Everything's updated from the spreadsheet, and that replicates through all the different areas where the status update is shown. So for example, if I change this on the spreadsheet, it'll change it here. It will also change it on the home page and on the program site as well, probably. It's the same with the financial status. That's all done from the budget spreadsheet and updated here. So it's centrally done in real time, basically. Where we saw the plan before, the milestones are also shown on here. We can see that. We can see a list stating where our objectives are for the project at this particular point in time. We can raise written highlight reports. So for example, if we want to discuss what activities we've done today and in the last period and what activities we plan to do in the next period, we can raise a new highlight report here. It's dead easy to do. All the top risks, top issues are displayed on the dashboard, as are latest change requests, quality issues, and the sort of last 5 decisions for the project as well. So this gives a completely, detailed overview really of what's going on in the project. And if we do want to drill down into the very detail, we can just drill down into the individual areas, such as have a look at that milestone or whatever. As a financial dashboard, it's very good for that, because what this does, it actually pulls in information from Excel services. So if you've got one budget spreadsheet, you get one view generated of all this information that you choose to put onto the SharePoint financials update page, basically. Again, all real time, all done in one single action. Nice and simple. In terms of governance, any project environment shouldn't overlook the importance of governance. So here is just an information page really, where we put details about the project sponsor, the project manager, contact information, governance gates, list decisions, etc., etc., and all the governance documentation. And here we can link up to the overall program environment, which I'm going to do to finish. So you can see from a project side perspective, Delta EPM has got lots and lots of useful tools, built-in process, and actually finally a lot of templates, but these are just documents that we include, documents such as business cases, etc. So if you've got any questions about the project site, please contact me. I'm George Harris, and you can get in touch with me through deltaepm.co.uk.